26 teams in the National Football League. Of those 26, 15 were still in contention for the march to the Super Bowl. Last weekend, there were still 13 teams left in contention, and we had the possibility that a coin flip would have to decide the entry of one of those teams into the playoffs. When that final gun had sounded last Sunday, the 8 teams were settled in the playoffs. As of right now, here in Oakland, California, we're now down to 5 teams. The Baltimore Colts, the Dallas Cowboys, the San Francisco 49ers are in. And today, you'll watch Miami battle Oakland. The winner of this game will play Baltimore next Sunday for the AFC Championship, while San Francisco will go to Dallas to play Dallas for the NFC Championship. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Curt Gowdy. And to fill you in on what you might be looking for today individually between Miami and Oakland, here's my partner, Kyle Rote.
Thank you, Curt. First of all, it is wet here in Oakland. Even though the sun is trying to come out and shine right now, it has been raining on and off here in Oakland since Friday night, Christmas night, and the field is quite wet, quite treacherous. I don't think it will hurt the Oakland Raiders as much as it will the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins, of course, having to depend so much upon their running game. We have some great matchups in this game, some that we'll certainly be looking forward to. The most obvious, the quarterbacks for Oakland, Darryl LaMonica, top ranked in the conference this season, spreads out his passing quite evenly, likes to go for the bomb. For Miami, young Bob Greasy, ranked 4th in the conference, but number 1 in percentage of completions, hitting his target 58% of the time. 2 great power runners in the game. For Oakland, Hewitt Dixon, the fullback, 6'1", 220, as effective to the outside as he is to the inside, also a fine pass receiver. For Miami, fullback Larry Sonka, number 39, second ground gainer in the conference, 6'2", 238, inside power, his specialty, equally fine blocker. As for the halfbacks, Oakland will go with number 23, Charlie Smith. Excellent speed. They'll try to throw to him, trying to get him on a linebacker coming out of that backfield. And Miami's halfback, Jim Kick, number 21, quick, hard-cutting halfback, Greasy's favorite pass target. And in field goal kicking, Oakland has 43-year-old George Blanda hitting 16 of 29 field goals. Not quite as accurate as his counterpart with Miami, the Dolphins, Garo Yepremian. Yepremian good from midfield, hitting on 22 out of 29. And if there's a man to break this game wide open for Miami, it'll be Mercury Morris, number 22, extremely fast. You'll also see them trying to get in the ball on screens, draws, little flare passes, giving him some type of room to run. As for injuries, Oakland lost halfback Larry Todd. I don't think that will hurt the Raiders as much as Miami's loss of defensive tackle Manny Fernandez. His replacement, Frank Cornish, good against the run. They may suffer a little on their pass rush. We have a big crowd here on hand in Oakland for this one. They'll be looking forward to seeing the great game. And last but not least, the opposing coaches, their approach to the game. We know about Oakland, John Madden, the veteran Oakland Raider team. But what about Miami and Don Shula, their new coach? And for a comment on that, here's Curt Gowdy.
Well, of course, it's an old story for Oakland. This is their 4th year in the playoffs. Their record this year, not as impressive as before. They've relied on God, the clock, and old George Blanda. Miami is an expansion team born just 5 years ago. There's only one player from that original squad, Norm Evans. 17 new ones from last year's team. They've won 6 in a row, and even more interesting has been the story of Miami as a pro football franchise. 3 or 4 years ago, they were averaging 18,000 a game. This year, they average 70,000 a game as Florida has gone wild over its pro football team, the Miami Dolphins. What did it? Good trades for Warfield and Fleming, maturity of young players, good health, and a man named Shula. Earlier, Kyle Rote asked Don Shula, what was the secret? What did he do to turn the Dolphins around?
Well, it really wasn't any one thing, Kyle. It was just a succession of things. We went to training camp behind and with a lot of work to do, and we accomplished some things early, and I think that this gave us confidence. And then we had a bad streak in the middle of the season, and we bounced back from that and won 6 in a row, and we're happy to be here, and we'd like to go further.
Don, if you were to characterize your ball club with one word or one statement, what makes them tick?
I just think the fact that we've been able to get the balanced offense together, and we've been playing defense. We have a lot of inexperience on defense, but we've been trying to save the bomb and just make them earn what they get, and offensively we've controlled the ball pretty well.
You're facing the Oakland Raiders in the biggest game your young ball club has ever faced. How do you characterize Oakland? What makes them tick?
I think they're a great football team. They have balance offensively, and they have a defense that makes you earn everything that you get. They play the tough coverage outside, and you're not ever too far open, and you have to fight and scratch to try to get what you can get. And we're going to try to run on them and mix in the pass the same way that we've done.
You think you're...
The Miami Dolphins and the Oakland Raiders are ready for the opening kickoff. We'll be right back with the start of today's playoff game. Incidentally, that playoff game, San Francisco will be the host team. Dallas at San Francisco. The winner of this game will be at Baltimore next Sunday. The field is going to be slippery, the pudding very uncertain. Rain hard here all day yesterday. About an hour of rain before game time. The sun is out now. And the color guard on the field. And ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. In the black or dark jerseys, the Miami Dolphins in white. Oakland will kick off from your right, and receiving on your left will be Miami. Their first playoff. Oakland's fourth in a row. And of course, the Bay Area is all steamed up. They're rooting for two Bay Area teams to meet in the Super Bowl in Miami on January 17th. Here are the official. John McDonough, who's the director of education in Santa Ana, California, is the referee. Al Conway, the umpire and industrial sales manager in Kansas City. Al Acevedo is the head linesman, director of school food services in Cincinnati. Chuck Heberling, the line judge, a sales counselor in Pittsburgh. The back judge is Ray Douglas, who's the manufacturing analyst in Baltimore. And the field judge is Charlie Musser, an oil company sales manager in Naperville, Illinois. Mercury Morse and Hubert Ginn are deep. Morse, dangerous, average 25 yards on kickoff return. They'll probably try and boot it away from him. Eyeshide, a low kick, and is handled by Morse in the mud of the two with a 10, 15, 20, and runs it out to his 23. The hit is made by Gerald Iron, number 86, the rookie of Maryland State. Miami's ball, first down. This Miami team led the American Football Conference on the ground, averaging 150 yards a game rushing. It's turned into a ball control team. Greasy can scramble, but they try to get him to stay in the pocket, although he can run play action passes and roll out. First down. Jim kick and Larry Sonka set behind him. There's a pass, complete the kick. Kicks out of bounds on the 28.5. Bill Lasky, the linebacker, there with him. Jim Kick, the leading man in the American Conference in rushing and pass receiving this year, gained over 1,100 yards. Here's the Miami offensive lineup with Doug Kuzan and Evans the tackles, Little and Kuchenberg the guards, Carl Mox the center, Warfield 42 split to the left, Howard Twilley 81 to the right. Out of the eye. They have a 2nd and 5. And Sonka stopped cold at the 29. Larry Sonka, the second leading rusher in the American Conference, was hit by Carlton Oates, number 85. We understand our audio problems. They've been working on them, and I think they've cleared up by now. We hope so. Hope you'll bear with us, and we appreciate it. Third down 4. We just started. Bob Greasy leads this conference in passing percentage. Deep drop, he fires, and it's no good. Falling down with Paul Warfield. You're going to see a lot of that today, right, Kyle?
I think we will, and it's unfortunate that both ball clubs won't be able to go at full speed and utilize all of the talents each possesses. But this is going to be the case. The field is slippery, and you'll have miscues that will result in fumbles, result in interceptions, result in a man wide open for a touchdown and having him slip down in the open field. But it will be even for both clubs, except I think it will hurt the Miami running game a little more than Oakland's offense.
Larry Seipels averaged 42 yards a kick, 9th in the conference. Atkinson is deep, Sherman in front of him. Wobbly spiral, fair catch being called by Rod Sherman, and the Oakland Raiders will go to the attack now on their own 37. And you're going to watch the leading offensive team, total offense now in the American Conference, a beautifully balanced team in rushing and passing. And they'll have Ward Wells, 81 outside, Bolitnikov, 25, LaMonica, the quarterback, Smith, 23, Dixon, 35, the running backs, Ray Chester, 87, the tight end. I'll give you the interior linemen. Dixon, a yard or two. Frank Cornish filling in today for Manny Fernandez at left tackle, and Jim Riley, number 70, on the tackle. Art Shell and Harry Shue will be the tackles for Oakland. Gene Upshaw and Jim Harvey, the guard. And old double Ott, Jim Otto is the center. On the 39-yard line of Oakland, 2nd down 8. 2 minutes gone in the first period, no score. Monica to Charlie Smith, over the 40, to the 45 of Oakland. Mike Poland, number 57, the right linebacker, dropped him. That'll make it 3rd down, 2 yards to go. The telecast presented by the authority of the Oakland Raiders, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Raider Football Club and the National Football League is prohibited. 3rd down 2 for Oakland. He's going to pass on it. Deep drop down the middle, and it's complete to Bolitnikov for a 1st down on the Miami 43.
You know, Curt, this is going to be the matchup. Bolitnikov, number 25, working against the Dolphins defensive halfback Curtis Johnson, number 45. Bolitnikov, the master at faking. He's embarrassed some of the most experienced cornerbacks in pro football. Johnson's going to have to get some help underneath from his linebacker, also some help on the deeper passes from the safety man.
1st down on the Miami 43. Hewitt Dixon bangs to the 40, and it's to the Miami 36. Dick Anderson and Bill Stanfill converging for the tackle. 2nd down, 3 to go. You talk about balance on this Oakland team. Bolitnikov has caught 45 passes coming into today's game. Wells has caught 43, and the tight end Chester has caught 42. 3 of them over 40 receptions. He can go to any one of the 3. And Charlie Smith, 45, and his forward motion stopped at the 31. It'll be an Oakland 1st down. Here's a boy that never gets injured. This is his 3rd year, and he's never missed a game. You know how these running backs are vulnerable. Charlie Smith has the knack of not getting hurt, the way Jimmy Brown used to with the Browns. Oakland on the Miami 31-yard line. No score. 10.5 minutes to go in the first period. Hewitt Dixon. 30. 25. Dragging men out of bounds. Oakland last in possession on the fumble, so the ball belongs to them, no matter what happens. Dixon, who's averaged 4.4. He and Sonka are a lot alike. Just tremendous power. But Dixon could probably get outside better than Sonka.
I think so, and there was a good example of it. Not too many power runners have that ability to be just as effective outside. And Dixon is a punishing type of runner. As you see him attacking those cornerbacks as they come up, and he'll throw that forearm at them, trying to shed the tackler.
They're going to measure now at the 21-yard line of Miami. 2 weeks ago, Oakland played its best game of the season against Kansas City, and they did it by coming right at them, running the ball, blowing the Kansas City defense out, tackle off the offensive line, and the Dolphins expected that today. Oakland's ball on the Miami 21, first down. This drive started on the Oakland 37. Charlie Smith cutting back, reaches the 18 of Miami, and that's it. Doug Swift, the rookie left linebacker, came over to hit him there. It's a young Miami defensive team with Riley, the left end, Corney, 71, the left tackle, Richardson, 74, the right tackle, Stanfield, the right end, and the oldest player in that team has had 4 years experience. That's Riley and Richardson. 2 rookie outside linebackers, Bonacani, the old-timer, 9 years as the middle linebacker, and youngsters in the deep secondary. Second down, 7 for Oakland on the Miami 18. Charlie Smith again. He reaches the 16, and that's all. Nick Bonacani, who leads Miami in tackles this year, and Jim Riley, the left end, Richardson. Fernandez now gone in, the left tackle, number 75. Third down, 5 for the Oakland Raiders. Curtis Johnson, the left cornerback, 45, is a rookie. The right cornerback, Lloyd Mumford's in his second year. He's number 26. Dick Anderson, the safety man, in his third year, and Jake Scott's a rookie. He's number 13. He had a year in Canadian ball. Third and 5 for Oakland on a Miami 16. This pass is knocked down by Dick Anderson, number 40. It was intended for Warren Wells. He was trying to curl in. And here comes the star of the Late Late Show, George Blanda, into the game, who has become a folklore now in America at the age of 43, and has given so many of us new hopes. 16 out of 29 he's kicked, but those that he's kicked have usually been in the last 3, 5, 7 seconds. 5 times he pulled the Raiders out this year. He'll spot the ball on the 23 of Miami. LaMonica's holding. And the kick is, hits the upright, it's no good. It hit the upright, the right upright. This NFL playoff game will continue from Oakland with the score, Miami nothing and Oakland nothing. The overcast is gone. We're going to have a bright sunny afternoon, but a slippery field here after 2 days of rain. Greasy will be quarterbacking. In these last 6 games, he's been red hot. He has hit 69% of his passes during this winning streak of the Dolphins. He has Kick and Sonka split behind him. Larry Sonka up to the 25 of Miami. Maybe nudging over Dave Grayson, the safety man. Threw a body block to trip him up. Don Shula looking on, 7 years. A defensive player in the NFL with the Baltimore Colts. Larry Sonka goes out, and Mercury Morris now comes in, and he is the outside threat and the long gain threat of the Dolphins. 2nd and 5 for Miami. Here's Mercury Morris cutting as a first down, and Morris is stopped at the Miami 32. And he's hit there by Dave Grayson, number 45, with help from behind by Carlton Oates, number 85. So that's Miami's first down.
I think one thing we can look for Greasy to do throughout the ball game, Curt, is use a lot of off-speed plays, a variety of draws, anything to catch the Raider defensive linemen and linebackers out of position. And on a muddy field, he can take advantage of it even more.
Larry Sonka's back in. Kick and Sonka, the running backs. First down, Miami on their 32. Jim Kick. Stopped at the 34-yard line of Miami. And he's hit there by Gus Otto, number 34, the right linebacker. It'll be second down, 8 to go for the Dolphins, who have turned, as we said, into a ball control team. Greasy's passed about 15, 16 times a game. He has led this conference. There's the rushing record of Miami. 9th last year, 1st this year. What an improvement. He leads this conference with 58% pass completions and the best yardage per pass, 8 yards per pass. Second down, 8. Throws to the sideline to Warfield, and Warfield skips out of bounds on the 42 of Miami. Warfield had an operation on his ribs and had to have one of his ribs lifted up. And even though he was out, they got him for a deep threat, and he really supplied that for him. The Dolphins kept winning.
You know, despite the accuracy of Bob Greasy, I think Oakland would prefer for Greasy to throw that ball. We'll be trying to see how they're trying to shut off the Miami running game, because this is what Greasy has depended upon, his running game. As you were just pointing out, they're the #1 rushing team in the conference.
Mandich, a tight end, comes in, replacing Warfield. Extra blocking power. 3rd and a foot to go. Saka still going, got the first down. He was stopped as he met that wall there, and then you saw his second effort to give Miami a first down. And the Dolphins now are on their 46-yard line. Mandich goes out, and Warfield comes back in as a wide receiver. No score. 6:25 to go in the first period. Oakland had a threat, missed a field goal of 23 yards that struck the upright. Greasy to kick. His timing was bothered on Greasy's handoff. Just as Greasy went to hand it off to him, Greasy slipped and hit him. Tom Keating tackled Jim Kick short of the 50-yard line.
In the last 2 plays, Greasy has gone right at the strength of this Oakland defensive line. Tom Keating, Carlton Oates right in the middle. Keating 247, Oates 260. Keating very quick, very aggressive. One of those rare fellows that has good penetration, but also excellent lateral pursuit.
Second down, 7 to go for Miami. They send Twilley to the right and Warfield to the left. Miami on their own 49. Greasy throws, and it's incomplete. Twilley is saying that he was interfered with. What about it? What about it? He said. Number 81, he was bumped into. No interference. 3rd down and 7. He was going down, running a little turn in. 3rd and 7 for the Dolphins on their 49-yard line. Greasy's hit 2 out of 4. Sending Saka out. Kick is blocking. The pass is to Twilley inside the Oakland 40, and his motion stops at the 37 of Oakland. That'll be another Miami first down. Here's a player that said was too small and too slow to play pro football. But he's got the hands and the quickness. He won't burn you on a deep one, but he'll beat you for a step or 2.
And this is his type of field, with his ability to fake and maneuver. He knows where he wants to go. The defenders don't. It's the old saying that the pass receiver has the advantage, and he certainly does on this field.
Saka's out. Mercury Morris is in now. He'll be the deep man on the eye. First down, Miami on the Oakland 37. They put Kick over in a slot, making it a double wing. Give it to Morris. Morris is hit by Carlton Oates, number 85. He's downed on the 36-yard line of Oakland. And now Saka's back in the game, and Morris goes out. It'll be second down, 9 to go. Miami on a march from its own 20-yard line. There's no score. Just over 4 minutes to play in the first period. The winner of this game meets Baltimore in Baltimore next Sunday for the American Football Conference Championship. That game will be televised on NBC. Dallas will play at San Francisco for the NFC Championship. Jim Kick runs into Carlton Oates, and then Keating comes along to help. But Oates penetrated and stood there, and Kick ran right into it. No gain, 3rd down and 9. And so far, Oates has been the best man up front for the Oakland Raiders.
On a field like this, the offensive linemen, I think, have the advantage. They're pushing off. They know where they want to go, except by that I mean on straight-ahead plays. On pulling plays, and that guard trying to pull out, it's a little slippery. The footing is treacherous. Sometimes he doesn't make that block or get to the block in time.
All right, Bob Greasy puts him down. 3rd and 9 for Miami on the Oakland 36. Backs are out. The pass is good to Kick. Kicks at the 25, and Kick is down to the 21 or 20. Jim Kick, very valuable man for Miami. In fact, Don Shula's coached 2 players of almost the same pattern. Tom Matty was a back like this, who got those 4 or 5 yards. Good pass receiver, blocker, smart player, just the way Kick is. Very valuable players to have on the squad. Lasky and Grayson made the tackle. John Madden's worried right now as this young Miami team is on the move. Miami has a 1st down on the Oakland 21. They have marched 60 yards in this drive, and they're controlling their clock. 2.5 to go in the 1st period. Kick rams over the 20 and to the Oakland 18, or Sonka to the 18.
Look at Don Shula again. He's one of the coaches that knows what to do with the man standing right next to him, number 22, Mercury Morris. He's developed Morris into quite a threat. Morris with that blazing speed. He'll design plays to get him out in the open. Little draw plays, little safety valve, flare passes, anything to get him open. A little running room.
2nd down, 7. Miami on the Oakland 18. They have a double wing set up. Greasy throwing high to Warfield. Willie Brown right there with him on a post pattern crossing over. Brown was with him step for step. Warfield caught 2 touchdown passes in a torrential downpour early in the season when Miami beat Oakland. And Warfield had averaged 25 yards a catch until he was injured. They traded for only one reason. They get a great receiver who could go deep. They gave up their number 1 pick, Mike Phipps, who went to the Cleveland Browns. Greasy now is 4 out of 7. It's 3rd and 7 for Miami on the 18. So Warfield gave the Dolphins something they hadn't had before. A home run threat. 3rd down, 7. The double wing again. They're really protecting for Greasy. That pass is high over the head of the tight end Fleming. Marv Fleming was down around the goal line. And the balding left-footed soccer kipper, Garo Yepremian, is coming in, who had the best field goal percent in pro football this year, hitting 22 out of 29. He kicked 11 out of 15 from 40 yards out. And he'll have those goalposts sticking right up there in front of him. Blanda missed one at 23. Let's see what Yepremian does on this 25-yard kick. Carl Noonan is holding. Good. Got a high snap, but the timing was messed up. Each team now has missed a short field goal. This NFL playoff game will continue from Oakland with a score. Miami nothing and Oakland nothing. The Oakland Raiders ball on their own 20 right now. Kyle Rote.
Just looking at Bob Greasy a little later in the ball game, he will have to, actually, I should say he won't have to change his style. He was probably happy to do it. He's been facing the zone defense. Had a little trouble with it earlier in the year. Oakland is basically a man-for-man type of defensive coverage. Now we have LaMonica on offense.
1st down, Oakland on their 20-yard line. 1:29 to go in the 1st period. No score. Garrett Dixon pulls his way out to his 24-25. Bill Stanfield, the right end. Nick Bonacani, the middle linebacker, on him. Gain of 4, 2nd down, 6. Miami now has run 19 plays. Oakland has run 11. Some go by the minutes. I believe the plays in the pro game might be a little more indicative because they can go any time on any play in pro football. They want to run up all the plays they can. Second down, 6. Charlie Smith over his 25 to his 26-yard line. Gang tackle. Getting to him, Jim Riley. Curtis Johnson, the left cornerback, came up. Hewitt Dixon was blocking for Charlie Smith.
That's another value of a Dixon. He's blocking extremely well for Charlie Smith, as throughout the season. Also, as with Miami, Zonka and Kick blocking for each other.
It's on the 29. Now let's see what they call it. The punting team is going on. Well, they wound up and called it an incomplete forward pass.
And of course, that's going to test the emotions of this Miami Dolphin team, a young team in a pressure game like this, getting a call that they felt was an obvious completed pass and recovered fumble.
Mike Eyeshide will punt. Jake Scott and Dick Anderson are deep. Eyeshide's average just under 40 yards, 11th in the conference. And he just got it away. Fair catch being called by Dick Anderson, and Miami will put the ball in play on their own 43-yard line. And there's the end of the first quarter. This NFL playoff game will continue from Oakland with the score. Miami nothing and Oakland nothing. A special guest appearance on Rote and Martin's Laugh-In. Join the boys from downtown Burbank along with their guests Monday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Time right here on NBC. A scoreless first period. Curt, Gowdy, and Kyle Rote now as we go to the second quarter. Miami's ball first down on the Miami 43. Bob Greasy converted 3 out of 5 third down situations. Oakland converted only 1 out of 3 in that first period. Greasy to Kick. And Kick, the ex-Wyoming University star, brings it out to the 47. Tom Keating, Oakland's right tackle, made the stop on him. Mercury Morris comes in and Larry Zonka goes out. Second down, 6 to go for the Miami Dolphins. Neither team's had a turnover yet.
Both quarterbacks getting fairly good protection. The defensive linemen not really being able to generate many moves trying to fake the man blocking on them, so they're not getting pressure too much.
Second down, 6. Miami from their 47, using that slot. The pitch to Morris. He's hemmed in, and he gets up to his 48, 49-yard line where number 85, Carlton Oates, and then Tony Klein. Tony Klein turned him in first, then Oates came up to make the kill on him. 2-yard gain. Third down, 4. Morris is out. Larry Zonka's back in.
There you saw just another one of the types of plays they designed to try and get Morris out in the open with some running room.
Darryl LaMonica eager to get back in there with his offensive team. That's Demaya Wilson, a reserve defensive back with him. 3rd and 4. Draw play to Zonka, and they stop him at the Miami 49. He was hit there by Bill Lasky, the left linebacker, number 42. So on a 4th and 2, the punting team comes on for Miami. Larry Seifel. The defensive team of Oakland gets a hand as they come off. And Rod Sherman and George Atkinson go back deep. Larry Seifel, several times this year, has faked the punt and run with the ball. A booming spiral. They call for the fair catch. It bounces in for the touchback, and it'll be Oakland's ball first down on the Oakland 20. And this NFL playoff game will continue from Oakland with the score. Miami nothing and Oakland nothing. Rose Bowl, Stanford and Ohio State, 4:30 Eastern Time on NBC, followed by the Orange Bowl, Nebraska and LSU. The big doubleheader, New Year's Day on NBC television. Oakland Raiders ball, first down on their 20. We have no score in this game. Early in the second period. Fumble, and it's a Miami recovery. Miami has the ball on the Oakland 19, and down on that ball is number 84, Bill Stanfield, right in. And Kyle, they got messed up on the timing of the handoff.
Yes, they did, and I think, again, you can attribute it to the footing, the bad footing here. We mentioned there are going to be breaks because of it. And now this is the first big break in the ball game for either ball club. Let's see how Bob Greasy takes advantage of it. There's another look at that play. The fumble, Miami with the ball on the 19-yard line of Oakland.
The deepest penetration of this game has been Oakland to the Miami 16. Miami now has reached the 18 and the 19. That's Kick running it to the 16-yard line of Oakland. It'll be second down, 7. And a tackle made by Tom Keating and Tony Klein. 2nd and 7. No score. 11:55 to go in a half. And John Madden worried again. He's the youngest head coach in pro football. Says he feels like he's 60 after this year, after watching his team pull him out game after game during the middle of the season. You notice Oakland moving around, putting Carlton Oates to tackle now outside. They do this a lot. They shift their ends to tackle. 2nd and 7. Greasy throws. Warfield, touchdown. Warfield for the touchdown. He's over. It's a touchdown anyway. He was in possession when he crossed the goal line, and Miami is on the scoreboard.
That's right. By the time he had fumbled, that was already a touchdown registered. Miami into the end zone with Warfield, and Greasy, getting good protection back there, has been able to send his backs out of the backfield. And of course, this pulls those linebackers out from underneath, a pattern just as he just threw to Paul Warfield.
Well, the young Dolphins, opportunists today, take advantage of the first break, cash in for the touchdown. Yepremian will try the point. He's kicked 31 out of 31. Noonan sets it down. The boot is good. This NFL playoff game will continue from Oakland with a score. The Miami Dolphins 7 and the Oakland Raiders nothing. First time a Western television reporter was allowed to film an interview with American prisoners of North Vietnam. This unusual interview, along with scenes of prison camp activity, was filmed, of course, under the supervision of prison authorities. NBC has obtained the film. It will be shown tonight in NBC News Special at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. So watch for it on these stations. The kickoff to George Atkinson to the 15. And he's out to his 24-yard line, where he's brought down by Hubert Ginn. The Raiders have had one threat. They missed a 23-yard field goal. And aside from that, the young Miami team has outplayed them.
As we know, LaMonica likes to go for the bomb at any time. Miami has what they call the elastic defense. They say, we bend a little, but we hope we never snap, meaning they won't give up the bomb.
Dixon is met at the 28-yard line by Jim Riley first. He was the lone setback. Bill Stanfield helped him, and they spotted at the 28-yard line. A gain of 4, second down 6 for the Raiders.
And now we'll see if LaMonica has the patience to work against the zone. This is one of Greasy's problems earlier in the season, as we mentioned a moment ago. Now LaMonica faces this zone defense, that very fine young zone defense that Miami puts up there. See if he has the patience, or whether he goes for the long one.
Second down 6 for Oakland on their 28. They're trailing 7-0. Darryl LaMonica setting up deep, throws the swing to Dixon. 25, 30, and down at his 31-yard line. Tripped up there by Mike Colin and Nick Bonacani. They pick up 3. It's 3rd and 3. Miami giving ground grudgingly. we do to open this one up. Third and 3. He throws, and it's incomplete. It's intended for Dixon coming out of the backfield, and Doug Swift, number 59, reached over the shoulder without interfering to break it up. A rookie from Amherst from the little 3.
What a fine job those Miami linebackers are doing. In that zone defense, they're really caught in the middle, either to drop back and help out underneath or catch those backs coming out of the backfield. And LaMonica, like Greasy, is getting good protection. He's throwing his backs out of that backfield, sitting 5 men downfield in this pass pattern.
Highshine will punt to either Jake Scott or Dick Anderson. They're on their own 35. A low kick. Anderson handles it on his 37, and he's brought down immediately. He's hit there by Dwayne Benson, number 50. We'll have a timeout. This NFL playoff game will continue from Oakland with a score. Miami Dolphins 7, the Oakland Raiders nothing. And more big postseason games on NBC. January 2nd, the Gator Bowl. Auburn with Pat Sullivan. Archie Manning with Ole Miss, 2 o'clock Eastern time from Jacksonville, Florida. And the North Seniors and the South Seniors in the Senior Bowl on January 9th. Both games on NBC. Miami first down on their 33. They're leading in this game 7-0. 9.5 minutes to play in the first half. They have outplayed Oakland. Jim kick. 35 and down on his 38-yard line. Kent McClune, the left cornerback, took him down.
There's a good shot of Jim kick. Coming around, taking that handoff from Greasy. Number 77, Doug Cruzan. Number 66, Larry Little out in front. Also, Zonka was throwing a block on the play. Kick making a good cut. Looks like a player down on the field.
I believe it's Carlton Oates who was injured on that last play. This will be no charge timeout against Oakland. Unless he remains in.
There's interesting psychology in this particular ball game. Here you have the young Miami Dolphins against the old veteran playoff-wise Oakland Raiders. The Dolphins, I understand, have been quite loose all weekend, all week long. I think they think they're a lot further than they thought they were going to go, and they just suddenly found themselves catapulted into the playoffs. The Oakland Raiders, on the other hand, had it wrapped up a couple of weeks ago. And they're sitting there really in defense of their reputation and their title. And it looks like they're a little tight at this point.
That's Carlton Oates, who has, along with Keating, been the top lineman so far for the Raiders.
The man putting the block on Oates on that play was Larry Little, really one of the unsung heroes of the Miami Dolphins. Outstanding offensive guard, 4-year veteran from Bethune-Cookman. Had a collarbone problem earlier in the year.
Al Dotson goes in at tackle now. 5-year pro vet at Grambling. Miami's ball on their 38-yard line, 2nd and 5. The score is Miami 7, Oakland nothing. Just under 9 minutes to play in the first half. Greasy's been getting tremendous pass protection so far. You can tell by the whiteness of his uniform. At the 39-yard line, Sonka stopped, and he's hit by Ben Davidson, who knifed in, number 83, the right end. Mercury Morris enters the Miami backfield. Going out is Sonka. 3rd and 4. Miami's ball. They haven't had a turnover yet. They've recovered one Oakland fumble on the Oakland 19 and cashed it in for a touchdown on a pass from Greasy to Warfield that went for 16 yards. 3rd and 4. They've converted 3 of their 5 third down situations. Let's see what they do on this one. Greasy is throwing deep. He's well covered. Curt Remorse going down that sideline, so the Raiders stopped them. Lasky, the linebacker, back to cover Morris. And when a linebacker can match Morris like that, going deep, he's done quite a job. Larry Seifel in punt formation. George Atkinson and Rod Sherman are deep for the Raiders. They joined us. The sun is out, but the field is muddy in spots and very slippery. Treacherous underfooting. A wobbly spiral. Atkinson fields it on his 21, and that's where he stopped. Although he's ridden back, his forward motion stopped maybe at the 20, and he took that step back. Bob Hines, number 72, down to cover the kick for the Dolphins. So Oakland, outside of one drive early in the game, has not been able to get on track. They have had the ball 19 plays, Miami 27 plays. Oakland's ball first down on their 20. Richardson is in now, and Cornish is out of tackle. Here's a delay. Charlie Smith looking through. He almost broke it. He comes out to his 41. A 21-yard gallop on a delay by Charlie Smith. Dick Anderson, the safety man, brought him down.
Beautiful faking in that backfield. Huey Dixon throwing an outstanding block on the play. Here it is again. This is Dixon coming right at you, number 35. Throwing the block on Mike Poland, number 57. That's from Charlie Smith loose, and he picked up Brett Biletnikoff downfield. Back to live action.
All right, Rod Sherman's in, flank to the right. Biletnikoff is out. Wells is set out to the left. First down. Play action pass. It goes to Sherman, and it's kicked there by number 45, Curtis Johnson, the left cornerback. Sherman curling inside that zone. Looked like he had good position, but a great save by Curtis Johnson, who just kicked it away. He was in front of him. Second down, 10. The Oakland Raiders on their 41. They're trailing 7-0. 6:45 to go in the first half. The winner meets Baltimore next Sunday for the AFC Championship. Marv Hubbard just came into the game. The big fullback, second-year man from Colgate, brings it up to the 44. Doug Swift, the left linebacker, knocked him down. Gain of 3, and Oakland's presented now with a 3rd and 7 situation.
Now look at Marv Hubbard. Done an outstanding job of running against the Kansas City Chiefs in their 2 games against the Chiefs this year. One of the few runners to pick up consistently good yardage.
All right, Biletnikoff and Sherman are now the wide men. The backs are out. He fires down the middle, intended for Sherman on a crossing pattern. It's no good. Well, once again, Oakland fails on its 3rd down setup, and they now have a 4th and 7, and their punting team's on the field.
And Miami throwing a variety of zones at LaMonica. LaMonica seems to be a little uncertain as to where he wants to throw that ball. It's like he's waiting a little too long or throwing a little too early, not exactly certain where those Dolphins are going to be back there.
High side of punt formation. Jake Scott on the far side, Dick Anderson near side to receive the punt. Scott's a dangerous punt returner. He's broken a couple this year for touchdown runs. High side shanked it out of bounds. He slipped as he kicked and shanked it out. It'll go out on the Miami 34, where the Dolphins will put the ball in play. Remember, next Sunday on NBC television, the winner of this game will play the Baltimore Colts for the American Football Conference Championship. And the winner of that game will meet the winner of the Dallas Cowboys San Francisco 49er game in the Super Bowl for the World Professional Championship in Miami, January 17th. That game will be on NBC television. Miami's ball, first down in the Miami 34. Dolphins are leading 7-0. Just under 6 minutes to play in the first half. Greasy. Ball is kicked by Dan Connors, number 55. It was intended for Warfield. Connors deflected it. And he had a good drop back from his middle linebacking position.
That time, Greasy, going back his normal 7 or 8 yards, had to step up in that pocket, getting good pressure from Al Dotson off to his right. Dotson lining up in the defensive end position.
Somehow they've lost the yard. It's on their 33. It should be the 34. The yardstick's on the 34. The ball's back on the 33. Second and 11. No fault of their own. Jim Chick coming over the 35, gets out to his 37, 38-yard line. Kent McLuhan, the left cornerback, number 47, was recovered from a knee operation 2 years ago. He was helped by Tom Keating, the right tackle, number 74. We're going to pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
And WBAL TV 11 Baltimore at 5 o'clock.
Will the old man have the chance to do it again today? George Blanda. 3rd down, 7. Miami on their 37. They're out in front, 7-0. We're getting late in the first half now. Greasy lost the ball and then fell on it. As he cocked his arm, the slippery ball fell out of his hand. And he alertly pounced on it to save the possession.
And he had Paul Warfield open up the top of your screen. I don't know whether you'll be able to see Warfield coming across the middle or not. But it's Greasy going back. Again, this footing and also the muddy ball, as you can see, when the center snaps it up, it picks up that mud.
Larry Seifel in punt formation on 4th and 16. Oakland might have a chance now for some field position. Short kick. Sherman calls for the fair catch on the Oakland 38-yard line where the Raiders will put the ball in play. One turnover in this game, costly one. Oakland fumbled on their 19. Miami recovered and turned it into a touchdown. The Raiders go into action now on their 38. Darryl LaMonica's hit only 2 out of 7 for just 11 yards passing. They usually racked up 200, 250, 300 yards a game. Marv Hubbard is hit by number 59, standing up Doug Swift, the linebacker. They'll spot the ball on the Oakland 41. A pick up a 3, a 2nd down, 7.
When Miami goes into this zone toward Fred Biletnikoff, this, of course, puts the pressure on Lloyd Mumford, the Dolphins' right cornerback, to cover Warren Wells. He's out there all alone with him right now.
They haven't tried Chester, their tight end, yet. Dangerous man, getting deep. LaMonica goes to this sideline, out of bounds to Biletnikoff. The linebacker, 59, Doug Swift, slipping out to cover him. 3rd down, 7.
There's a shot of Biletnikoff cutting to the sideline. And just a step too far. 59, Doug Swift, the rookie from Amherst, trailing him on the play.
Miami leading 7-0. 3 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the first half. The Raiders 3rd and 7 on their 41. They have converted only 1 out of 5 third down situations. Deep drop back by LaMonica. His pass is complete to Ray Chester, the tight end, at the 40, and the brilliant rookie goes to the 37 of Miami. Ray Chester, a strong candidate for Rookie of the Year honors this year.
Again, we see where LaMonica spreading his passing around. He's thrown a little to Wells early in the ball game, then to Biletnikoff, now to Chester. Very well, evenly spread out his target.
First down, Oakland on a Miami 37. Draw play to Hubbard. Hubbard swings it to the 35 and rolls to the 33 of Miami. Mike Colin, number 57, took him there. 3 minutes to go in the first half. 7-0 Miami. 2nd down, 6. Hubbard played an amazing game against the Kansas City Chiefs. That's his favorite club to play against. He really rolls against them. He hurt himself in that game and didn't play against the 49ers. Richardson is out. Frank Cornish has gone in up front for Miami. Play action pass. Lamonica flipping to Charlie Smith. And it's all right. Dick Anderson has as much right on that pass to the ball as the receiver. He was going for the ball.
Anderson really popped into Smith on that play. Smith coming out of the backfield. He'll be cutting over toward the sideline. There's Lamonica lofting it to him. And Anderson, number 40, will be coming in up with that left arm just as the ball touched Smith's hand. Those cornerbacks, they like to punish those backs when they come out of that backfield for that ball, hoping they won't feel like coming out again too soon.
3rd down and 6. Oakland on the Miami 33. Deep drop back again. Lamonica to Biletnikoff at the 25. He's to the 22. It's an Oakland 1st down. Brent Biletnikoff. When he gets his hands on that ball, he can hold on to it.
And Biletnikoff walking off the field right now, getting a reserve, and this is Lamonica going back. Biletnikoff with those great moves, working on Curtis Johnson, number 45, Dick Anderson, number 40. Coming back to the inside, there's Anderson, number 40. Nick Buoniconti, the middle linebacker, dropping back in to help out on the tackle.
And we have the 2-minute warning given. National Football League action will continue with the score, Miami 7 and Oakland 9. Just talking to Darryl Lamonica. Fred Biletnikoff appeared to have injured his right hand, but they retaped it down on the sideline. He's all right. In the meantime, Rod Sherman now will be the outside flanker, number 13 to the right, and Warren Wells will be set to the left. And Oakland now is on the Miami 22 with 2 minutes to go. Miami's leading 7-0. We're in the first half.
And as you move into these playoffs, that's the advantage of that great bench strength. Rod Sherman, excellent moves, being able to come off the bench without losing level of efficiency.
They put Wells in a slot right. Lamonica throwing to Sherman. No good, out of bounds. Oh, he had Wells there in the end zone just beyond him 5 yards, too.
Sherman with very quick moves, a lot like Biletnikoff, a little quicker perhaps. There you'll see him punching that ball out of bounds and just missing running into the retaining wall.
Biletnikoff back in now. Sherman goes out. 2nd down, 10. Oakland on the Miami 22. An unusual factor in this game. You may have noticed it. There's not been a penalty in this game yet. Not one penalty. This pass. Touchdown to Biletnikoff. Red Biletnikoff, the All-American of Florida State. He got between Curtis Johnson and Dick Anderson.
That's exactly where he caught it, too, right between Anderson and Johnson. Zoning deep. Biletnikoff coming back with his hand taped up, right in the seam.
62-yard drive by the Raiders, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plays. Lamonica will spot it for Blanda. And they finally got their passing game going, especially of the battery, Lamonica and Biletnikoff. The kick is good. The winner of this game will be in Baltimore next Sunday. Incidentally, the Baltimore Colts will accept Western Union money orders from out-of-town fans, and the tickets will be left at the Baltimore Memorial Stadium at the will call window for pickup on Sunday. Public sale in Baltimore will be held tomorrow noon to 5 o'clock, and Tuesday through Thursday from 9 to 5. Mercury Morris is the lone deep man. He's back on the 2-yard line. Mike Eyeshide will kick off. They like to try and pin Morris in the corners on these kicks. and hem him in. We're all tied 7-7. They squib it down. Picked up on the 25 by Hubert Ginn. And rides it over his 40. Mike Eichheit, who kicked off, made the tackle on him. We have 1 minute and 46 seconds now left in the half. A slot. Sonka set behind Greasy. Incomplete pass. The receiver fell down. And Dan Connors, they're calling, I think, an ineligible receiver. They're saying that man that came out was an ineligible receiver, the center, Carl Mock, who was going down the block. I think what they were really trying to do was set up a screen.
I think so, and then finally Greasy saw that he couldn't find anyone there and just threw the ball away. Dan Connors, as you pointed out, was pointing out that Carl Mock was downfield about 7 yards.
Second down, 10. Mercury Morris is in for Jim Kick. Game tied 7-all. Closing of the first half. Mercury Morris. Oh, he spun down that time. Tony Klein, number 84, the rookie left end from the University of Miami of Florida. Put him down on the 42-yard line, a yard gain. It's third down, 9. Now the momentum is changing to the Raiders. Kick comes back in the backfield, replacing Morris. They have just marched 62 yards for a touchdown. They have stopped Oakland on his Miami on his last 2 plays. And here's a 3rd and 9. 45 seconds to go in the first half.
And do you risk putting the ball up in the air so Oakland would at least be in closer range for a field goal?
Draw play to Sonka. Sonka gets by Lasky, and it's rolled out of bounds just over the 50-yard line. Tony Klein, number 84, was the man who bumped him out. He appears to be short of a first down. 2 good defensive plays in a row by Tony Klein. And it's 4th down and a foot to go for the Miami Dolphins. "30 seconds remaining in the half. Here's Klein coming out, getting a hand. Rod Sherman and George Atkinson are back. Larry Seipels in punt formation. Towering spiral. Fair catch called. Sherman takes it on the 11. The first job of that punt returner is to catch the ball. That's his first duty. What comes after that is all right. You saw Sherman concentrate completely on that ball dropping into his hands. 22 seconds to go now in the first half, and a timeout. The Oakland Raiders have taken a timeout. You know, this has been quite probably the greatest Bay Area football season in its history. The 49ers won today. Here are the Raiders again in the playoffs. And for the first time in 18 years, Stanford is in the Rose Bowl. So they've had the winners here in the Bay Area. And a fellow named Frank Cooney wrote a parody on the night before Christmas. And Stanford's John Ralston was making up plays to use in the Rose Bowl against Woody Hayes. The Niners and Raiders were snug in their beds while visions of playoff cash flashed through their heads. Indeed, a strange scene for football fans here to have 3 teams playing so late in the year, which pretty well describes the pro football and college football fever here in the Bay Area. Well, we're tied 7-7, 22 seconds to go in the first half. Miami scored first, and Oakland came back to score here late in the second period. The Raiders now have 2 timeouts left in this half. Marv Hubbard drives to his 19. Clock is moving. And evidently they're going to let the clock run out.
sure their instructions were, if you can get it on the ground, fine, but just don't put it in the air, and they didn't.
There it is. That's the end of the first half with the score. The Miami Dolphins 7 and the Oakland Raiders 7. They're spreading out now, and we're just about set here for this second half kickoff. Number 13 is Rod Sherman. Number 43 is George Atkinson. Atkinson's a dangerous man on the returns. Yepremian will kick off. Line drive to Atkinson, coming from his 10 to his 20. Or that's Sherman. They changed just then. Rod Sherman. And they'll spot the ball down on the 29-yard line. First down for Oakland in their own territory. 54,000 a complete sell here today. The leading rusher for Oakland has been Charlie Smith with 39 yards. He's averaged 5.5 yards to carry. That's Marv Hubbard. And Hubbard breaks to his 33. He's hit there by Nick Bonacani, who is now a practicing lawyer in the Miami area.
We mentioned the game would go to sudden death if they were deadlocked at the end of regulation time. They will take 3 minutes between the end of the regular ball game, toss the coin to see who would receive our kickoff, and then start out the regular quarter.
Second down 5 for the Raiders. Hubbard again. He's a real power runner. On some plays, he has even more power than Dixon, running straight ahead. And they're going to measure. Hubbard, a second-year man from Colgate.
This is a type of counter play. They're pulling a guard. Also, the other backs going in the opposite direction, trying to get Bonacani to move out of that middle linebacker spot, trying to counter.
And they look to be about 6 inches short. So Oakland will have a first down, or a third down on their own 39-yard line. Third down and inches to go. Only one mistake made in this game. That's been a fumble by Oakland. Neither team has had a penalty. Charlie Smith nearly going all the way if he'd have kept his feet. He was tripped up by Lloyd Mumford, number 26, the cornerback.
Here's another look at Smith. And as Curt pointed out, if he had been able to get through that opening with his balance, he might have gone all the way to the goal line. There he goes, driving through there. There's the opening, and there was the spot if he could have gotten through.
First down for the Raiders on their 44. Yeah, Hubbard's racked up at the 45-yard line by Bill Stanfill, who slanted in from his right end spot, and Nick Bonacani, the middle linebacker, number 85. Second down, 9 to go for Oakland. And right now, their game strategy runs straight ahead. Hubbard comes out. Hura Dixon goes in at fullback. Hubbard sprained his ankle a couple of weeks ago. Hura Dixon is dragged down by the right cornerback, Lloyd Mumford. Not a big man. He waited for him and took that bruising fullback down on the 48-yard line of Oakland. A gain of 3. It's 3rd and 6.
And with all of the flankers out toward Mumford, he did a good job getting in there and forcing that running play as he did. Otherwise, Dixon would have turned that corner with no defender in sight.
The Raiders have not put the ball in the air yet this half. They run 6 consecutive times. They go to a slot right. 3rd and 6. 4 linebackers in for Miami. Ted Davis comes on the field. Fernandez goes out of tackle. They'll have a 3-man rush. LaMonica fires and completes it to Charlie Smith. Smith is stopped at the Miami 42. That'll be another first down. There's Ben Davidson. The defensive boys looking on.
And John Richardson checks.
With him.
Big bend of the handlebar, and there's Don Shula talking to Ted Davis, who is now out of the lineup. He was one of the 4 linebackers. He's been replaced by John Richardson.
Well, Oakland's cashed in on 2 third-down plays here early in the 3rd quarter. First down in the Miami 42. Game tied, 7-all. Dixon had a hole, but he was tripped up suddenly by John Richardson. And Bonaconte. That was Bonaconte. That mud now is getting on those uniforms. Charlie Smith comes out, and Pete Banaszak, number 40, comes in the Oakland backfield. The ball is on the Miami 38. 2nd down, 6. Banaszak from Miami of Florida. There are 2 Raiders. Tony Klein and Banaszak went to the University of Miami in Florida. They're in the slot left. Dixon going nowhere. He was really slowed down by Doug Swift, who sort of angled in behind the line of scrimmage along with Mike Colin. It's on the 40-yard line of Miami. John Richardson going out. Manny Fernandez replaces him at tackle. 3rd and 8. We have another University of Miami player, Jim Otto, snapping the ball right now for the Raiders. 3rd and 8. Slot left. Out they go. 5-man pass pattern. It's complete to Ray Chester at the 20. And the big rookie tight end goes to the 14 or 13. Ray Chester.
And there, LaMonica displaying the patience we were talking about a while ago against his zone defense. Ray Chester, the rookie from Morgan State, finding that opening underneath the zone. You'll see Anderson and Scott deep. They'll move in to make the tackle. Here comes Anderson. There's Scott and number 57, Mike Colin. And again, LaMonica firing right over the middle, right underneath that deep zone, as you can see.
First down the Oakland Raiders on the Miami 14-yard line. LaMonica now hitting big 3rd down plays. Marv Hubbard over the 10. Pulls his way with a 9.
And you see some good blocking up front. Art Shell, Gene Upshaw, the left tackle and left guard, respectively. Marv Hubbard, led by Pete Banaszak. Banaszak giving him good blocking up front. Here's Hubbard driving. That whole offensive line of Oakland moving out against Miami.
2nd down, 5. Charlie Smith's back in. Banaszak leaves the backfield. Oakland on the Miami 9-yard line. The game tied 7-7. Hubbard, what power. Boy, look at him carry him with it. He goes to the 2-yard line, and that'll give Oakland a first down. Once he gets momentum, there's no stopping him.
And Ray Chester back in for Ted Coy at in the tight end spot.
1st and goal to go. The Oakland Raiders have driven from their 29. They're now in the Miami 2. And aside from that one pass to Ray Chester, they've done it with straight-ahead power. Their offensive line is really blowing out of there now. Hubbard, no gain at the 2-yard line. Mike Colin from the right linebacking position. And Dick Anderson from the safety spot. a foot on that. It's second down, 2 yards to go for an Oakland touchdown. And it's been a time-consuming drive for the Raiders. Fumble! And it is Miami's ball. Miami recovers on the 11. Mumford. Bonacani hit him and Mumford recovered.
From our ground level camera, be able to see this. Mumford, number 26, will be racing for that ball. There he came in, bottom part of your camera, and Miami has staved off the Oakland Raiders right at their goal line.
Well, we have a timeout, and this NFL playoff game will continue from Oakland with the score. The Miami Dolphins 7, the Oakland Raiders 7. This is the first time Miami's had the ball in the second half. Oakland had the ball over 8 minutes of this quarter. 13 plays in that drive. 69 yards that was stopped in a fumble. Greasy backpedaling, lobs it out to Warfield, and he has it. Paul Warfield dancing around trying to get loose, can't do it. And he caught that ball between 2 defenders, and that gets Miami and gives them some operating room at their own 34-yard line.
Warfield doing some beautiful maneuvering over on the left side, coming from his split left end position. And Greasy laying the ball in just perfectly, getting pressure. There's Warfield downfield, and that was number 45, Dave Grayson, that popped him that time and knocked him down.
Warfield, according to his old coach Blanton Collier, ran the most precise pass pattern he'd ever seen. Of course, against the zone, they run them differently. Larry Csonka is stopped at his 36-yard line, and he's hit there by Ben Davidson. The defensive right end. The gain of 2 at second down 8.
But a big play for Miami, getting that ball out of there, deep in their own territory, starting on their 10-yard line. That pass to Warfield. Greasy now with a little breathing room up to the 36.
42 plays by the Raiders in this game, 33 by Miami. 5 minutes, 17 to go in the third quarter. It's a tie, 7-all. Jim kick and a fight for yardage to his 38-yard line. Slow going on this muddy, slippery turf. This is not the best playing field in football. It cannot take rain. It does not drain well. And all the visitor clubs complain about it. It's on the 38-yard line of Miami. They have had a lot of rain here the last month. This field has had a few days, or a few chances to really dry out. It rained all day yesterday and a couple of hours this morning. 3rd and 6. Right down the middle, and it's complete to the 48-yard line. Jim kick sifting out of the backfield. A slip down the middle against Oakland. Bill Lasky, the linebacker, brought him down. Greasy, another clutch pass, gives Miami a first down. They put it on the Miami 47.
That shows how much Greasy depends upon Kick, as the statistics will reveal. Kick, the leading pass receiver for Miami coming into this ball game. 42 receptions.
Bob Greasy now has hit 7 out of 14 for 92 yards. John Madden hopes his club can hold here. Greasy, a good scrambler, goes for the sideline. Now he's out of bounds. And he's out on his 35 and a half. He has very clever feet. But Don Shula came in and tried to discourage his scrambler. Shula likes a pocket passer, or he designed sprint out or roll out plays for him. But we don't see Greasy scramble around like we used to.
And you don't see any quarterback scramble around on this type of field too successfully. And you saw Greasy trying to backtrack and curl back around the pressure he was receiving, but has lost his footing.
There goes Csonka out. Mercury Morris will be in. Those towels are handy today. Second down, 22 to go for Miami on their 35. Late in the third period, the game is tied. Mercury Morris cutting through a hole. is hit by Kent McLuhan, number 47. And he really nailed him. If Morris could have made a move against him, he might have gone upfield another 5 or 10 yards. And that's what those cornerbacks are for. I don't know, to guard the pass, but force that run. Morris goes out. Sonka returns to the Miami backfield. Third down.
They'll bring in Sonka to get a little more protection on the passing. I imagine Bob is now planning to send one of his backs out of his backfield, but would certainly, I would think, prefer to keep Zonka in there blocking. Excellent blocker.
Warfield steps left, Twilly to the right. 3rd and 19 for Miami on their 38. All day to throw. It's intercepted. Willie Brown. 30. Brown is going in for the score. Willie Brown.
That was one time. Greasy tried to force it into the zone. You don't see the Raiders go into the zone too often. That time Willie Brown had him. There's Willie Brown. Now he's letting him go. He's only worried about the short zone. Throwing right into the zone. Willie Brown trying to outfox Bob Greasy on that play. Didn't show zone too much. Waiting right in the right spot.
Well, that's really the first mistake Miami's made today. They haven't turned the ball over. They haven't been penalized. And the young team has played quite a game. And the kick by George Blanda. This NFL playoff game will continue from Oakland with a score now. The Oakland Raiders 14, the Miami Dolphins 7. Mike Eyeshide will kick off for Oakland. There's Mercury Morris at the 2-yard line. They've been trying to squib the ball against him. And they squib it again. Mitchell lets it roll. Will have the kickoff from the 35-yard line. This is the first flag dropped. What a sight.
I think this is an offside on a kickoff, which doesn't denote any contact made anywhere.
First time we've had a flag dropped in this game. We'll go back now to the 35, where Oakland will re-kick it. And Mercury Morris moves up to the 6 or 7-yard line. Willie Brown, an all-pro cornerback, had a shoulder separation early in the year, missed 5 or 6 games for the Raiders. One of football's premier cornerbacks. And he just cashed in on that interception return to put Oakland out in front for the first time in the game. 2.5 minutes to go in the third period. 14-7 Oakland. A short kick. Hubert Ginn has it at the 20, 25, 30. And he's to his 33-yard line. And that's it. Atkinson downfield. Weathers, who had just been activated for today's game, team up for the tackle. Ken Stabler was put on the move list. Miami's ball, first down on the Miami 33. The winner of this game meets Baltimore next Sunday for the American Football Conference Championship. The starting times of the championship games will be announced this week. Greasy to the sideline. Incomplete. Ooh, what a jar there. To the tight end Fleming, and George Atkinson, the safety man, jarred him loose. We have a big super special weekend on NBC television, 16th and 17th of January. The Bing Crosby Pro-Am on Saturday in the evening at 6 o'clock. Sunday, a fine documentary, A Man Named Lombardi, a documentary in the life of Vince Lombardi. Sunday, the Super Bowl game. We'll have our pregame special. Joe Namath and I will be on at 1:30. And then we'll have the Bing Crosby Pro-Am following the Super Bowl game on the 16th and 17th of January. Larry Sonka rolled out. He was taken down by Benson on that body block, and Tom Keating. Keating hit him first. on the 32-yard line of Miami. They have a third down and 11 to go. We're in the last minute and a half of the third period. Oakland leading 14-7. 49ers defeated Minnesota today. Dallas and Baltimore won yesterday. Now Greasy wants that ball wiped off. This third down play, it is incomplete. Now there's a flag down. We have just had our first flag drop outside of that kickoff that went out of bounds, as neither team has had a penalty. The pass was intended for the tight end Fleming.
Apparently one of the Oakland linebackers were holding him a little bit as he was trying to get downfield. Shelby.
Call it interference. And an automatic first down for the Dolphins at the 37-yard line of Miami. First down for Miami. Greasy picks it up and makes a couple of yards to his 39-yard line. Davidson fell on top of him. Second down, 8 to go for Miami. 45 seconds to go in the third period. This will be a second down, 8 play. Mercury Morris is in. Sonka's gone out. Fakes the draw, throws to Morris on the swing at the 40, 45, and little Mercury goes to his 48. He can not only elude and outrun people, but he can run over bigger men. Yes, he's built low to the ground and has extra power.
And enough for the first down by about a yard or two.
Oh, Warfield threw a block for him that time on that swing pass. There's the gun, and that's the end of the third quarter. This NFL playoff game will continue from Oakland with a score. The Oakland Raiders 14, the Miami Dolphins 7. Rod Serling's Night Gallery. This week's story takes us to a land that exists only in most people's dreams. Rod Serling's Night Gallery, Wednesday night at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, right here on NBC. All right, we're in the fourth period. Miami has a first down on their own 48-yard line. Near offside. The left tackle of Oakland got back. That pass is incomplete. Bill Lasky was covering against Jim Kick. And Mercury Morris comes back on the field. Second down 10. Miami now has hit 8 out of 18 passes for 101 yards. Oakland has 7 out of 15 for 106 yards. Jim Kick left the game. Darryl LaMonica. Those hands dry when he comes back in. There's a delay to Morris. And he's into Oakland territory to the Oakland 40-yard line. He's averaged 7 yards a carry this year. He doesn't show up there in the leaders of the final statistics because he didn't carry the ball enough. But every team he plays against, he's one of those hold-your-breath guys. You hold your breath when he's got the ball.
And they give him every chance to get it in those types of plays, the off-speed plays, anything to give him some running room, take advantage of the reaction of that defensive line.
Miami a first down on the Oakland 40. Oakland leading 14-7 early in the fourth quarter. Sonka a yard. Tony Klein nailed him, number 84. There. Mercury Morris is in the game. Jim Kick is out at 2nd down 9. Miami on the Oakland 39. Well, they nailed him at the 40. They tried that delay again, and Ben Davidson was waiting for him that time. Morris is down to the 40 for a loss. It'll be 3rd and 10 for Miami. 2 million people in Pakistan are faced with starvation. Pakistan flood was the worst natural disaster of this century. Please help. Send whatever amount you can to Save the Survivors. Pakistan Relief Fund, Box 1670, Washington, D.C. Zip code, there it is, 213. Dwayne Benson, a 4th linebacker, is in for Oakland, and Carlton Oates has gone out. They may have only a 3-man rush. They do. The pass. Warfield is complete at the 24. It's another 1st down for Miami. Dave Grayson right on him.
There's Warfield coming off the line. 7-year veteran from Ohio State. Going just a little turn in. Right in behind Benson and right in front of Dave Grayson, number 45.
Miami threatening now. They started this drive on their 33-yard line. They're now on the Oakland 24. John Madden. 1st down Miami. Rollout pattern. Coming back down the middle to Warfield, and he can't hold on to it. The ball wobbled to him. That's Willie Brown claiming that he had intercepted. A wobbly pass. I don't believe Greasy, with his slippery ball, had a sure grip when he released it. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
WBAL Television 11, Baltimore.
Curt Gowdy and Kyle Rote again here in Oakland. 11:58 to play. Oakland leading 14-7. Miami has a 2nd and 10 on the Oakland 24. The winner of this game meets Baltimore next Sunday for the American Football Conference Championship. Dallas will meet San Francisco in San Francisco for the National Football Conference Championship next Sunday. Then the 2 winners will meet for the world title in Miami, the Super Bowl on January 17th. And the Super Bowl game will be carried on NBC television. Kyle and I will be in Baltimore next Sunday for the AFC Championship. 2nd and 10. Line of scrimmage, the Oakland 24. Kick cutting to the 20 and down to the 17. Jim Kick on a fine cutback. Started outside. It's hard to cut today on this muddy turf.
They're just thinking a little bit ahead. If Miami does not go in and pick up this 1st down, it's now 3rd and about 4, 3rd and about 3 to go. Gary Premium will be kicking from a very muddy part of the field. And with that side-step soccer style of kicking that he has, pretty treacherous to get your footing as you're coming to that ball from the side. Much harder than for the classical place kicker.
3rd and 3 for Miami on the Oakland 17. Crossover, broken up. Broken up by Kent McClellan. Willie had a step on him. Willie was there, but McClellan, with a desperate effort, broke it up. And he saved a touchdown. Oakland, in the last 4 or 5 years, has had one of the outstanding secondaries in pro football. They really pioneered the bump and run, their tight cornerbacks.
And maybe you'll be able to see that diving deflection by Kent McCloin. Now we're back for the field goal.
And a 24-yard field goal attempt by Yepremian. Carl Noonan spots it. The kick is no good. It's slippery. He was in a muddy spot when he tried to kick, and they just couldn't get under it. And that's twice he's missed short. So there's a timeout. And this NFL playoff game will continue from Oakland with a score. The Oakland Raiders 14, the Miami Dolphins 7. Now Johnny Madden puts Rod Sherman in his flanker right in place of Biletnikoff. He has Pete Banaszak and Marv Hubbard as the running backs as he shuttles his material in and out. Hubbard, by the way, has picked up 42 yards here in the second half. There he goes again. And he blasts his way to his 24. You just send him between those tackles, he gets you 4 or 5 yards at a crack. He was stopped by John Richardson in that Miami front four. Second down, 6 to go for the Oakland Raiders. With 10 minutes and 40 seconds to go, they're leading 14-7. A slot right. These slots are to get that safety man out of the middle. That free safety. That's Banaszak. Fumbles the ball, and Oakland may have it. Let's see. Big dive for it. The ball's like a greased pig today here, and there's slime on the field. Oakland has it.
Here's another look at it. Monica handing off to Banaszak. And as he drives in, he's got that ball cradled in his left hand. There's a helmet of one of the defenders. Can't catch his number. Looked like Phil Stanfill. That popped that ball right out. There's the ball still bouncing around. It was a pretty close decision as to who ended up with it.
It was Harry Shue, Kyle, who was on it, the tackle. 3rd and 12 for Oakland on their 18-yard line. And that slot right again. LaMonica going deep to Rod Sherman. He's got it! He's on the way! Rod Sherman for a touchdown! 82 yards.
Curtis Johnson, the man he beat, mistimed his jump. You'll see Johnson jumping a little too soon. He's up. The ball came down over his head. Rod Sherman. Oakland out in front now, 20-7 with the extra point coming up.
We noticed just as that ball was snapped, Jake Scott went in on a safety blitz. So Curtis Johnson had to cover the deep man one-on-one. He didn't have any help on that play. Miami sent Scott, the safety man, in on a blitz. 82-yard pass play, LaMonica to Rod Sherman. LaMonica will hold. George Blando kicks it. This NFL playoff game will continue from Oakland with a score. Oakland 21, Miami 7. A Western television reporter for the first time was allowed to film an interview with American prisoners of North Vietnam. Scenes in the prison. It was under the supervision of the prison authorities, and NBC has obtained this film. It'll be shown tonight in an NBC News special at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, 9 Central. And it'll be delaying the programs normally seen at that time. So look for that news special tonight. The kickoff is to Larry Stiefel. He's out to the 30 and stopped at the 31. Oakland, you know, has been known as a big play team. They go for the bomb, but this year the bomb has not been in pro football the way it has been in the past because of these deep zone defenses. However, today LaMonica is throwing 2 touchdown passes, and it now gives him 24 for the season. Coming into the playoffs, Rote had the most TD passes, 24. Jurgensen had 23. LaMonica and Hadel each had 22. First down, Willie Richardson now in as a flanker, and Miami's on their 34-yard line. The stop made by Gus Otto on Larry Sonka. Mercury Morris checks back in.
And we'll see how they use him. Jim Kick, it looks like, going out.
Jim Kick out, correct, Kyle. Second down, 7 to go for Miami. They're trailing now 21-7. They led 7-0 into the last 3 minutes of the first half. Greasy swings it to Morse. Morse 35, slips and goes down on the 40. He had some running room, but you saw his fleet fly out from under it. And Connors was there to land right on top of him.
And as he slipped, he just fell shy of the first down. Like he missed it by about a yard.
Remember the Rose Bowl, Jim Plunkett and his Stanford team going against the undefeated Ohio State Buckeyes, whose seniors have played in only one losing game in 3 years. That'll be followed by undefeated Nebraska in the Orange Bowl against LSU, the best defensive college team in the country. 2 games back-to-back on NBC New Year's Day. Mandich, a tight end, is in now, double tight end offense. And over the 40 goes Larry Sonka, and he appears to have the first down of the Miami 41. And 2 other games. The Gator Bowl will be Auburn against Ole Miss on January 2nd. The Senior Bowl, the North Seniors against the South Seniors on January 9th from Mobile, Alabama. They're going to measure.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see them go for it. They say there's no tomorrow. 7 minutes, 31 seconds left, but they're now trailing by 14 points. And it looks like they will go for it.
4th down and a couple of inches to go. Signal to start the clock, and one of the officials knocked his hat off. Look at Oakland dig in, nearly a 9-man front up there. Ooh, what a dive. Larry Sonka definitely has the first down now at the Miami 44. Now Warfield and Willie Richardson come back in. Get a look at Willie Richardson. He looks like he just came out of the laundry. He has the cleanest uniform on the field. You'll see him in a minute when he comes out of that Miami huddle. There he is at the end of the huddle, number 87. He'll go out as a right flanker. The rest of the players on the field covered with mud. Richardson's been in for only 2 or 3 plays. First down, Miami on their own 44-yard line. Darrell Lender. A flag has been dropped in the Oakland secondary. Keating and Klein on the pass rush, dropping Greasy. Don Shula tells me that one phase of the game he wants to improve next year for Miami is their pass rush. They were the lowest team in pro football in getting to the passer, just 18 times. The Rams led with 53 sacks of the quarterback in the NFL this year. This is a 15-yard penalty going against Oakland. Personal foul against Oakland. The Denver Broncos were second and the Vikings were third in getting to the passer. Miami was last. And yet they won their last 6 in a row. They won 10 out of 14. It's a young team.
That should be an automatic first down also with it. It looks like now they're moving the sticks.
First down on the Miami 48. Willie is in, and Willie Richardson is out now as the outside flanker to the right. (21-7), Oakland ahead. 6.5 minutes to play. The 50, the 45. Jim Kick goes to the 42-yard line of Oakland. Kick has been the leading rusher, I think, today for the Miami Dolphins. Yeah, a solid football player. He and Sonka are great friends and roommates. As you can see, he's the only player in this conference who's been in the top 10 in rushing and pass receiving this year. Now Twilly goes out and Willie Richardson comes in. Second down. Miami on the Oakland 42-yard line. Second down and a half yard to go. Kick has rushed 11 times for 43 yards. Second and a half yard. And a pass. Throws it to Willie Richardson at the 25. He's to the 20. Another first down for Miami. Willie Richardson, who used to play for Don Shula with the Baltimore Colts, was traded to Pittsburgh, and they traded him on to Miami. Roy Jefferson, in the original trade, came from Pittsburgh over to the Colts, and he's really helped the Colts this year.
And running that pass, Greasy putting the ball right on target. He's getting tremendously deep drops by the Oakland linebackers.
The Dolphins on the Oakland 20 with a first down. The 15 to the 10, and running it to the 7-yard line is Jim Kick again.
This is Greasy handing off to Kick. Kick looking for that hole, finally spots it. There he goes in. 43, George Atkinson. And number 45, Dave Grayson.
4:47 to go now. Miami first and goal on the Oakland 7. This drive started on the Miami 31. And they'll drive the ball or get a new ball into the game. Jimmy Warren is trying to get on the field. Here he comes. Jim Warren. He'll be in your picture in a moment. There he is, number 20. Well, he can't get on, so he goes on.
They're trying to send Dave Grayson out of the game, but Grayson refuses to leave. He wants to stay in there.
First and goal. They're throwing it to Willie Richardson for a touchdown. A touchdown to Willie Richardson, a 69-yard drive by Miami, and they're right back in this game with 4:28 remaining.
Perfect trajectory on that pass by Greasy. He had to lob it over McLuhan's head. And maybe we'll get a good shot of it this time. Greasy going back. Richardson working on Kent McLuhan, number 47. The ball lobbed perfectly over McLuhan's head. As you can see, it dropping right into Richardson's hands.
69 yards in 8 plays. You premium for the point. Carl Noonan, the holder. And the kick is good. This NFL playoff game will continue from Oakland with a score. Oakland 21, Miami 14. We'll give you full live coverage of the Orange Bowl parade. Joe Guerrero-Giola and Anita Bryant co-host this annual spectacular. Thursday night at 7:30 Eastern Time on NBC. Your premium to kick off, George Atkinson deep. They're looking for the onside kick. They have 9 men up there, and it is an onside kick. And it is whose ball is it?
Finally, they ruled it Oakland's ball, but that was awfully close to being a successful onside kick by Miami. And it having occurred right in front of the Miami bench, I'm sure Don Shula. There's Mercury Morris discussing things with the referee, one of the officials.
Oakland on their 39 with a first down. They've just been scored on. They're trying to protect now a 21-14 lead with 4 minutes, 23 seconds to go. The winner plays Baltimore next Sunday for the American Football Conference Championship. That game will be on NBC television. We'll have the starting times for the championship games announced this week. Hubbard is hit by 57 Colon before he could gather any steam up. Mike Colon, who was drafted number 11, you never know. He's turned into an outstanding linebacker. You talk about these number 1 and 2 picks. Bart Starr was a 17th round pick, so you never know. It's inside the boy's head.
The way that ball has been popping around, popping loose from the runner's grasp, anything can happen. Miami, I'm sure, will be going for the ball every opportunity they have. One danger in that is that you miss making the tackle and the man slips on by you. But they'll be going for the ball, I'm sure.
Second down, 11. Oakland on their 38. 3:40 to go. Hubbard ganged up at the 40-yard line. Doug Swift this time, the other rookie linebacker, number 59, along with the veteran Nick Bonacani. Third down, 10. And this inspired young Miami team has just driven 69 yards for a touchdown. Now they're trying to stop Oakland in this series and get the ball back again.
Both teams with all 3 timeouts remaining.
Remember, if we end up in a tie, we'll have a sudden death. Oakland goes into a slot right. Wells is that slot man inside Biletnikoff at the bottom of your screen. Hubbard is down on the 42, and the Raiders must give up the ball. Doug Swift made the stop on him. And a timeout now has been called. They blew the whistle maybe to exchange balls. That's all. That's Hubbard coming off, number 44. It is now 4th down.
Timeout against, charge against Miami.
Miami called for it. This NFL playoff game will continue from Oakland with the score. Oakland 21, Miami 14. 46 to go. Oakland leading 21-14. Jake Scott, along with Dick Anderson. Eichscheid is the punter. And he gets a good one away. Scott takes it on his 15. Down on his 13. And that was Gerald Irons, the rookie again, along with Dwayne Benson on that punt coverage. And the more you watch pro football, you know how important these kicking teams are, both covering and returning, and how they can turn a game around. So Oakland had the good kick that time and the fine coverage. Miami on their 3rd team with a 1st down. Mercury Morris cutting back to the 16-yard line. He goes out. Jim Kick replaces him. Miami now no huddle, in a hurry to get their plays off. They're trailing 21-14. They're approaching the 2-minute warning mark. Greasy, incomplete the kick coming out of the backfield. And incidentally, Warfield went down and turned in front of Grayson and was wide open.
And this will accrue to the Dolphins' benefit the way that play turned out. 2 minutes and 2 seconds left in the ball game. Now, whether they will let the clock run for the additional 2 seconds or let another play be called, we're watching now down on the field. We're talking to Coach John Madden, whether they have elected at this point to advise the coaches of the 2-minute warning. Apparently they are. We thought they might give Miami another stop of the clock.
So they have called the timeout. They have warned both benches. They're going over to Shula now, and this NFL playoff game will continue from Oakland with the score, Oakland 21, Miami 14. For the Miami Dolphins on their 16, they're trailing by 7 points. This passes to Warfield, knocked down. It was a 10 for Warfield. He ran that same pattern, but it was deflected by Gus Otto, and Warfield was open again as he turned or curled in front of the deep man on his own. 4th down, 7 to go. 21-14 Oakland. If they hang on, you have 2 teams from the same city with a shot at the Super Bowl. That'd be something, wouldn't it, if they had to go 3,600 miles to settle things? Leave one city and go to another one. But this one's not over yet. They're going on 4th down and 7. Greasy's pass is complete, but they stop him short of a 1st down at the 22-yard line. Jim Kick took the ball, and they held him. 1st down. Kick couldn't quite get deep enough. Another yard or 2. They may measure anyway. Miami looking to the sideline. That was a 4th down play. Here's LaMonica now. He's got his pattern set. He comes on. The Oakland Raiders held him on 4th down, and Oakland has the ball on the Miami 22-yard line. Oakland was a 6 or 7 point favorite in the game. They're going to measure anyway. Miami requested it. And you can see they're a yard short. You might wonder what's the payoff for these players in these games. There's, in this first sort of quarterfinal playoff, each player gets 1/14 of his regular season salary. Then it really starts next week, when the winner of the conference championship receives $8,500. The loser gets $5,500. The two Super Bowl teams then, the winner gets $15,000 and the loser $7,500. Then the winner of the Super Bowl will receive 1/14 of their regular salary for playing in the college all-star game. Marv Hubbard to the 18-yard line. So it means that a player will say making $14,000 a year, which would be in the low salary scale, could clear in 4 games $25,500 if his team won all 4 games, or won the 3 games that got him into the college all-star game. Minute 41 to go. The timeout has been called by Miami. And a player in the big bracket would get 1/14 of his salary, plus $8,500 for winning his conference championship next week, plus another $15,000 for winning the Super Bowl, and then 1/14 more of his big salary in the college all-star. Well, these playoffs, it's not all money, though. There's a lot of pride connected. LaMonica talking it over again. The 49ers are on their way back home. They've won. And the Raiders only have to hang on a minute 41, and they have it. Then they go to Baltimore. We'll have the starting time of that game on NBC announced for you during the week, as it is set by Commissioner Rozelle. Dallas will journey to San Francisco, and in the Super Bowl on the 17th. Tim Foley has gone into Miami secondary. It was 7-7 at the half. The Raiders broke it open, led 21-7. Miami came right back, marched 69 yards for a touchdown with 4:30 to go. They just lost the ball in their own territory on 4th down. Hubbard again. Hubbard bangs to the 15-yard line. The clock is moving with a minute 30 to go. Now it's moving right along. Oakland slowly huddling. Our statistician today has been 10 ride holds. Dick Smith and Hank Goldberg assisting us here in the booth. Our stage manager, Jerry Farrell. We thank them. They have not gone to Warren Wells once today. They won't be passing now. Once they've tried to him. But it's odd during the season how Oakland gets locked in on certain receivers. Some games will go exclusively to Blitnikoff, other times to Wells, I guess depending on the coverage. Once more, Hubbard handles the ball. And he's to the 13-yard line. They'll have a 4th down. Here comes Rod Sherman into the game. They have now stopped the clock. Now they start it again as they untangle the players. Down to Miami, just under their 14-yard line. Blitnikoff comes out. 21-14 Oakland. On this slippery, muddy field today, even though the game was played in bright sunshine, when the clouds dispersed about 5 or 10 minutes after the game had started. This will probably be the last play of the game. And the whistle is blown. Probably a legal delay against Oakland. They're down to 5 seconds now. 5 more seconds, and they meet the Baltimore Colts next Sunday in Baltimore for the American Football Conference Championship. Oakland, a dominant team in the old American Football League, will go against the Colts, who switched over, former power in the NFL, now in the American Football Conference. Miami's not had a penalty on it today. Marv Hubbard is stopped 1 second, and that's the end of the game. And the Oakland Raiders have defeated a tough opponent today, the Miami Dolphins, who gave them all they wanted. Johnny Madden walking off. Here's Don Shula coming over. Kent McClune congratulating him. Shula should be proud of his team. They played a tough game. They played almost a perfect game. They didn't have any penalties on them. They gave that ball up once. Darryl LaMonica and Shula shaking hands. And they're talking things over. The Oakland's the champs. They were the favorite. They knew they were going to have a tough game because no longer can you think of Miami as just an expansion team or a loser. They're now a solid professional football team who should be a strong contender next year.